We'd like to thank you for joining us in the room. We are live. This is the H-Town Vet. We're waiting for a few people to get in the room to discuss this important topic. Thank you for joining us. Please let us know your branch of service, the state or country you are currently living in. Tonight, everybody's going to have a chance to participate. Let's see. Okay, we have Brett in the house. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, Brett, for thanking us. We appreciate you. Navy, Florida, thank you. Well, you're going to have a lot as you come into the room. Thank you, Brett. Let me know if my sound is okay. I'll turn the music down a little bit. As you come in the room, especially if you're new, let us know your branch of service, state or country that you're currently living in. If you're retired military, 20-year retired military, put an RM in the chat. We're about to get started, letting a few more people, giving people a chance to come in to the live stream. And we thank you for being here. We got some interesting, and even if you're a dependent, either spouse or child, that's okay. Let us know that. If you want to let us know if your service connected or not, let us know that. And also, if you're seeking an increased rating, put a Y for yes. Yes. What percentage range is your goal? Are you trying to get 100%? Do you plan to continue to work? And just, you're okay with something under 100%? And I'm gonna ask this question at the beginning and the end of what veteran topics should we cover in live streams that we have? Give us some topics, some ideas. Okay. Brett says sound is good. I'm 70%. Does Florida have other benefits? Yes, they do. Several veterans that come in are from Florida, and they tell us about it. You might get a partial discount. I don't know, but I know when you're 100% permanent and total, all your property tax, or you're exempt from that. Now, as you come in the room, let us know who you are. Let everybody know, if you want to, if you like to. And we're going to get ready to get started here. Now, the question I want to ask you, and this is the topic of the night, what state you feel has the most benefits or the best quality benefits for veterans? Give us your opinion. Now, okay, let's get started. Put a question mark behind that. So, what state has the best benefits for veterans? Or tell us about your state. We're going to get started here. Okay. Now, the topic we're covering, we're going to answer that question is, because I'm from Texas, I'm the H-Town vet. Is Texas the best state for veteran benefits? You know, I'm pretty knowledgeable. And the only way we can answer that question is if y'all let us know, because I'm not as familiar with other states, but I'm familiar with most of the benefits in the state of Texas. So what we need from you, even if you're from the state of Texas, if I missed something, let me know so we can add it on, because we're here to help each other. So let us know any other states. We're going to go through different benefits, and what we want you to do when we talk about the benefit in the state of Texas, you let us know if they have a similar benefit in your state. Okay, what state has the best benefits for veterans? Let's kick it off. This is our live stream for today. We're going to talk about this. Texas is a large state. It's the largest state in the continental U.S. It has a variety of I guess you would call them, what do you call it, environments. Now, look, here we go. Let me stop it right there. Hold on. The state of Texas, my home state, has grown significantly. Let me see here. It started out, let's say, back in 1968, it was 11 million people living in Texas. By 1990, it was 17 million. By 2000, it was 21 million. And by 2010, it was 25 million people. So the state is continuously growing. Okay. Now, the major cities in Texas include Houston, which is the largest. People may be surprised. Dallas is maybe a large city as far as area, but the actual larger number of people live in San Antonio, even though it doesn't have as many buildings or skyscrapers. So you have Austin, which is the capital, and you have Fort Worth, which is about 45 minutes from Dallas. They're like sister cities. Now, San Antonio, they do a lot of research in San Antonio, a lot of research. It's a lot of things that go on, medical research there. Austin, Tech Hub, they have a lot of different technology-based companies there. Now, understand this. People don't know, if you're not from Houston, you're not from Texas, you may not realize they're developing compared to Houston and Dallas. Even though they talk about Austin this and Austin that, and it's like the go-to place, you got to understand something. They're still developing the downtown area. They have a lot of skyscrapers. If you look, you see the crane there right now. They're building a lot of things there, but they're also having a housing crisis where people are starting to leave. San Antonio, they're in the midst of it. We went through this development in Houston back in around the year 2000. Now, Dallas is more similar to Houston. We're on the eastern part of Texas, and the eastern part of Texas is more grassland, swamp, trees, prairie land, things like that. The farther you go west, the more it turns into like more hilly, more desert-like. And then my home city of Houston. I was born and raised here. I am the H-Town vet. I grew up about 3 to 4 miles from Houston. I could see downtown from my house growing up. Now, once you cross the state line of Texas, let's say you're coming here and you're moving here for the first time, or you're returning back home after completing your military service. One of the first, you got to understand that as a veteran, depending on when you become a resident here, the resident requirements change from time to time. When I got back here in 1998, it was like 2 years or so for certain benefits. And I think they've loosened those requirements. But we are the Blue Bonded state. And no matter where you came from, you can qualify for some of the benefits here. If you're originally from Texas, you could actually, let me see what they're saying in the chat. Okay, we got David, retired Army Reserve. Okay. United States Marine Corps, 1988 to 1992. Those were the same exact years that I served, David. Now let's see what David is saying here. What are the requirements for living veterans to transfer Hazlewood benefit to their kids? Well, guess what? You come to the right place, David. All right, we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about 20 benefits for veterans that live in Texas. So this might encourage some of you to move to Texas, or you might be inspired to find benefits in your area. We're going to get into that. That's part of the slideshow. David, y'all always on top of the game, and we thank y'all for being here. Now let us continue. One thing we're big on here is barbecue. Unlike Tennessee, Memphis area, our barbecue may not be as sweet most of the time, but we love like dry rub barbecue. This is our home. Barbecue is a big thing here in Texas. Now, like we said, Texas is from El Paso, Beaumont, from west to east, and also we have San Antonio, we have Dallas, Houston, and El Paso. We talked about that, and Fort Worth. Now, when you come here to Texas, something that you need to understand is that as a veteran, not only are you getting benefits for yourself as a veteran, there are benefits that your dependents may qualify for, whether it be your spouse or children. Now, understand most state benefits, and you let me know how it is in your state. Most state benefits don't offer you money. It's not like VA compensation where they give you funds. That's not how it works. So there's no money involved per se. But what they do offer is different benefits at low cost. And they also offer you things that are 100% free. Now, for example, under certain circumstances, like David was talking about, dealing with fees and tuition, tax exemptions, particularly on how property taxes. Sometimes you don't have to pay anything on property tax. There are other loan programs. In Texas, there are a lot of loan programs that they offer here. And we're going to explain why. Now, there are also low interest rates. If you're trying to get a loan on certain things, They offer low interest rate if you're a veteran and disabled veterans. We're going to get into the qualifications in a second. Let me know if the music is too loud. So what's the purpose? So why are they doing this? Why would they offer? The purpose is to provide financial incentives to veterans and dependents in the form of state exemptions and other programs. Why? Because they want people to come to the state. They know veterans usually have other federal benefits that they have the income to come here, and that's a steady paycheck. So they're trying to give incentives. Every state in the United States, they offer incentives for you to come there. Okay? Now, who's covered? Now, this is an important point. I want y'all to put in the chat, if y'all can, who do you think's covered when it comes to state programs in Texas? Put in it, because I'm about to roll to the next one here. Who's covered when you, as far as a state veteran? We know the veteran is covered. So here's a list of who's covered. Honorably discharged veterans, dependents of honorably discharged veterans, disabled veterans, and dependents of disabled veterans. Are these the same requirements in your state? Let us know. Now we're going to talk about these Texas benefits. Now, here are the benefits. I've broken them up into 4 categories. There are housing and land benefits. This includes property tax exemptions. If you're 70% in Texas, from 0 to 90%, you get a certain discount. Once you're 100% or unemployable, it's a total waiver. In Florida, I think you asked about that. Somebody asked about that earlier. In Florida, the benefit is, Brett, you have to be 100% permanent and total, and you get a tax exemption on your home, but it has to be your primary residence in most cases. I know that's how it is in Texas, so I'm assuming it's the same way in Florida. Oh, I didn't cover that. Hold on. So we talked about housing. We're talking about transportation. They have certain benefits when it comes to you going places, like your driver's license, your license plate, and different things dealing with transportation. Education, like we were saying earlier, here in Texas, we had a Hazlewood Act. Several other states have the same type of benefits, to include such things as tuition waivers for not just the veteran, but also for their children. Now, there are recreational things, like you here in Texas, they have such things as you're able to go to state parks for free. Now, this is a specific program. You let us know if they have a organization like this in your state. In Texas, we have the Veteran Land Board. All right, serving veterans for many years, and it's an interesting program that they're not with the VA, but they work in conjunction with the VA. So the Veteran Land Board, where you can purchase land through them, and sometimes they have auctions just for veterans. They give special discounts for veterans. Now let's talk about it. As you come into the room, let us know who you are. If it's some of our regulars, let us know you're in the building. Now, here's some of the benefits, believe it or not. The Veteran Land Board, this is with the state. They have land loans, home loans, home improvement loans, veteran long-term care. Now, think about that. If they don't offer that in your state, that's a good program. So it's like a senior living or a nursing home. They have also state cemeteries. They fund all of these things. So These are veteran cemeteries. Now, as I was saying earlier, the Houston area is kind of coastal. So Kevin's in the house. My brother Kevin is in the house. We thank you. We thank y'all. Okay, we're getting a few people coming in, and we thank y'all for coming in. We got some powerful information to put out. Now, I live in the Houston area. We have Beaumont, which is close to Louisiana. Now, at the further you go west in Houston, so Houston and Beaumont area along the coast, it's more swamp, grass, flatlands, and prairie land. The further you go toward the middle, toward Austin and San Antonio, you start going toward less grassy and more hill country and things like that, shrubbery. The further you go toward El Paso, desert. And of course, you have the Panhandle up to the north. Now, let's see what Kevin's talking about. Now, if y'all like it, if you liked it so far, please like. I'll answer your question in a minute, Kevin. Share and subscribe, and we would appreciate it. Now, we're going to get to the first one here, but let's see what Kevin is talking about. And we're going to put your comments up on the screen if you like to. If not, just let us know. Opportunity for me and my family. Now, what do you mean? What type of opportunity, Kevin? Let us know. Now, the first thing that you can do in Texas, you can purchase land as a veteran through the Veteran Land Board that we mentioned earlier. And they come at decent interest rates and everything. Now, here are the requirements. Now, let's see what Kevin said. Different environment. Yeah, that's true. Now, dealing with the land loans, they have land loans. Here are the qualification. The veteran has to be at least 18 years of age and a legitimate Texas resident. Veteran have to serve at least 90 days on active duty. Remember, this is Texas. So this is a Texas benefit, not a federal benefit like your compensation. Surviving spouse of veteran whose death was a result of a service-connected disability. They also can purchase land if you're a surviving spouse, but there are certain other requirements. Now, what about financing the loan? How does it work? Well, you can get a tract that's up to $150,000 with a minimum. The smallest you can put on it is 5% down payment and a fixed 30-year term loan. Okay. Now, the appraisal costs $325, and contract service fee will be collected after the application is submitted. There is no prepaid penalty. So if you pay off your land loan early because you want to build a house, no problem. Let us know about you have any land loan. Here are the interest rate at the time that I did this video. They're 7.5%. They used to be about 4%, but things have went up. Now, if you're a disabled veteran, it's a little cheaper. Now, let's talk about affordable housing. We know that this is an issue. Trying to find, even those of us that have homes, it's hard to sell it. Why? Because we sell it. If we buy another home, we might get lesser home than we already have. Less home for more money. Now, the second one, after the land loan, there are the home loans. So you may want to buy a home instead of land, or you might want to buy land and put a home on it. They also have, now understand this here, this is not the VA home loan. You can use this with the VA home loan. They work with you down here. Or you can just use it separately. There's certain benefits to it, and we'll cover those in another video. Now, So what are the requirements for home loans? Now, understand this here. The home must be the primary resident. The home must be the veteran's primary resident in Texas. So they don't want you living other places in other states. You have a home here and you collecting the benefit. This has to be your primary resident. Now, understand, you don't have to just buy a house. You could also get you can't get a single family home, but you could get a townhome or a condo. But it must be your primary resident. You can't have two primary residents. This is important. Now, for at least 3 years, and you must occupy the home within 60 days after closing on it. Now, here what it comes when it comes to financing a home here in Texas, dealing with the land board. This is all through the land board. Low interest rate with little or no down payment, similar to a VA loan. Veterans and their spouses may receive up to $766,550 for a loan. Now, these fixed loans could be 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, or 30-year terms. Let me ask y'all, how long would you, what would you do as a term if you could afford it? How long would you finance a home? Would you do it 15, 20, 25, or 30 years? Then, now here's the key. This is where the discounts come in. You remember it was 7.25. Now, the last thing here, veterans with a service-connected disability rating of 30% or greater qualify for a discounted interest rate. So let's see what that discounted interest rate is. So it's regularly it would be 6.69%. With the discount, it'll be 6.19% if you have a 30% rating as a veteran. Now, you can also get home improvement loans through the Veteran Land Board. Now, this is the third. So this is the third benefit we're talking about. It's going to be 20 that we're going to cover. If let's say that you want to add a room onto your house. Let's say you want to get a roof, maybe even solar panels. You got to find out what things they cover if you want to get things like that done. You can get loans. Now, the way the loan works is you got to get a $10 flood certification fee. This is required at time of application. $125 title search fee to make sure there's no liens on the property. Required at the time of application. Closing costs, but no down payment required. Now let's see what's next here. Now, the way they finance it is like this. It's kind of two different ways, so pay attention here. The Veteran Land Board offers loans up to $50,000. Is that figure? $50,000 for a 2 to 10 year term loan, or you can get loans from $7,500 to $10,000 for 2 to 10 year terms. So you get a smaller loan also. Now, veterans with a service-connected disability rating at 30% or greater qualifies for a discounted interest rate. This is for home improvement loans. Now, here are the interest rates. If you don't have a 30% rating with the VA, the interest rate is going to be 6.69. If you do, it's going to be 6.19, which is decent. Now here we're on number 4. We're going to be moving along. They're going to go faster as we get toward the end. Now, the fourth one is the state homes. These are for veterans that require extra assistance, or they need to live in some type of they need some kind of medical help. and they can't live on their own. Now here are the requirements, and you're gonna like the last one. So you're gonna like a couple of these. Okay. Now, veterans and their spouses and Gold Star parents. Gold Star parents, for those that are not familiar, I just learned a few years ago, those are parents of a soldier who were killed in doing active duty. All right, I believe it's a combat situation. Doctor's note stating, you need a doctor's note stating the need for skilled nursing care. So when you fill out the application, you need either a statement that's attached to it, or you need the doctor to write it on the application form. Veteran had resided in the state at least one day. You don't have to have been here but one day. Do y'all have similar programs where y'all living? Now, veterans must have served at least 90 days after duty. This tends to be a reoccurring theme. Now, they have a requirement, DD 214 with an honorable discharge. When you applying for state benefits, a lot of them are going to want you to have an honorable discharge. You can get some federal benefits like compensation with a general discharge, but I don't know about this. Now, you have to pay something while you're there, monthly. But now check this out. Veterans with a 70% VA rating almost always live at the home for free. Now, that's good to know. Now, let's go on to the next one. Now, this is what the homes look like. This is outside of one of the veteran homes. This is how the rooms look. And these are the different locations that they have the homes in. As you can see, look at it for a second. They have one in Amarillo, Texas, Big Springs. They have an El Paso, McAllen, which is close to the border. Houston, I did not know they had one in Houston a while back until I learned this. They have one in Fort Worth, Florenceville, Temple, and Tyler, Texas. The home of who? Earl of Pearl, Earl Campbell, the famous running back for the Houston Oilers. Now, here's the application. Now, if you look over it on the second page, when it talks about the medical information, that's going to be real key. You need to make sure that if you have a family member, remember, they don't have to have been here but one day. Now, we at the cemetery. They also remember the 5 things that the veteran land, the land board offers is also they have their own cemeteries, so you can be buried in the federal cemetery, or if you're in Texas, you can be buried in a state cemetery, and there are several throughout Texas, and that includes family members. And this is a shot of one of them right now. Now, who qualifies to be buried in a state cemetery, state veteran cemetery? Honorably discharged veterans and members of the U.S. Armed Forces. So if you're a veteran or you're a current member who passes on active duty, you're covered. Spouses and dependent children buried is limited to unmarried children under 21 or 23 if full-time student approved educational institution. So even your children and spouses can be buried there. Now we're going to be covering, we're going to be moving a little faster now. The property tax is the one that many of us want to talk about. When it comes to the property tax, it's going to cover 3 different groups: the veteran spouses, and dependent children. It's a reason we're breaking them up like that. Now, let us know in the chat if any of y'all have any that y'all have tax exemption. Put a Y for yes and a N for no if they offer that. If you're aware of any property tax exemptions in your state, let us know. Now, we know that taxes, the more your house costs, the higher the taxes go up, right? Now, dealing with this here, this is going to cover, if you're 100%, it's going to cover total tax exemption. Like it's $2,206.64 for the whole year. That'll just be wiped away if you have in the state of Texas. If you're unemployable or you're 100% permanent and total, or TDIU. Now, how does this work? Now, what do they call the tax appraiser in your state or in your area? And in Fort Bend, which is a county outside of Harris County. Houston is in Harris County, so this is one of the suburban areas. It's called the Central Appraisal District. Some of them call them the tax assessor. What do they call it in your state? Let us know. Now, this is a significant thing. When you're dealing with tax exemptions on your property, your house note could go down several $100s. In some cases, depending on how much your house costs, it could go down over $1,000. So how does it work? Veterans with a VA rating of 10 to 90% have a partial tax exemption. I had this before in Texas. I don't really tell the difference. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not taking much off. If it is, I didn't notice a difference from not getting a tax exemption at all. But now, veterans with a 100% VA rating or IU, remember, IU really is just unemployability. So if you have IU unemployability or TDIU unemployability, you get the total tax exemption too. This is not the same in other states. In Florida, you have to be 100% permanent total. And this is true for about 20 states in the United States. In order to get the total tax exemption where you pay no property tax, you have to be at least 100% permanent total. But this is not true for all states. Now let's go down to spouses. Surviving spouses of 100% or a veteran with IU, individual unemployability veteran, total tax exemption. Now, what about the dependent child? So let's say you have a child and you don't have a spouse, or the spouse has passed. The dependent child of 100% or IU veteran, they get a partial exemption on the property. And once they turn 21 or 23, when they get off your benefits, depending on where they're going to school, the exemption falls off. Now, understand how this tax exemption works. You don't have to pay anything. I mean, when you pass, nobody has to pay anything. The taxes are totally wiped off. They don't transfer over to your survivors. Okay. So now let's go on to the next one. Let's see what we got here. This is what the application looked like. Now, y'all look at the form to the right and see if you recognize it. So the application works like this. If it actually based a lot of information dealing with if you're the veteran or if you're dependent of a veteran, surviving spouse. It asks about your percentage, if you have IU, and the evidence you bring is that award letter. Now understand, depending on when you file, if you hadn't got no tax exemption ever before, they're going to have to pay you back money back to a certain month or maybe the year before. So you might get money back because of them owing you, depending on your effective date on your VA compensation. The letter right there is your award letter. And this is a simple letter without having all your personal information on it that you could give to your property tax office. Now, let's deal with transportation. Now, there are a lot of benefits. Let us know in your area, do they offer certain things so for as exemption on reduction on car registration or maybe they offer a free license plate or reduced license plates. What about your driver's license? Do you have to pay for them in your state? Let's see what they're doing here in Texas. Dealing with license, different license. Next one, number 10, we're dealing with driver's license. Here in the state of Texas, you don't have to pay anything for your driver's license. It's free. And if you look, you can also have veteran put on your license if you desire. Another thing is your car registration, $3 for the first vehicle. Any vehicle after that, you have to pay the full price. And this includes cars and motorcycles. Also, disabled vet tags. We call them DV tags. These are very important, and you need to understand, having these tags in Texas, they give you a powerful benefit that we're going to talk about here in a second. When you're dealing with disabled vet tags, all of them are going to have the letters DV for disabled veteran. Now, you can see the letters DV on other tags, but the way you'll know that it's a veteran's tag, it's going to always have the red disabled veteran of U.S. Armed Forces on it. You can also put your branch of service on them. They have many different ways you can customize the plates. Now, here's another thing that you need to be aware of. There are so many tollways in the Houston area. All right, and this is throughout the state. They have some in Dallas. They have some going to Austin area, and also they have a few in San Antonio. Now, here's the thing. In the Houston area, because that's where I'm at, ride all these tollways for free with those license plate. And you only get these license plate if you have a 50% rating here in Texas. So once you have a 50% VA disability compensation rating, you can get the license plate. And this is the actual road here in Houston. Now, here's some of the tollway systems that they've developed and expanded further here in the Houston area. But these are some of the ones that surround Houston. They really act as a circle. You know, we have the West Park toll that runs directly west. You have the Sam Houston toll that circles Houston, and outside that, Grand Parkway. And all of them are free with those license plates. And they have a place called the EZ Tag Office, where you can get these EZ Tag things. You don't have to have them on your plates unless you go in certain lanes or something. But if you have your license plate, that's enough for you to qualify. But you need to go to the EZ Tag store to submit your license plate. And this is on as many vehicles as you have. It rides the tollway for free. But if you go through the ones that say pay, you got to pay. So you got to go through the ones that say, you know, it's express lane. Now, do you have something similar like that in your state? Let us know. Now, if you're living in Texas right now, and this is good for everybody to know, find out if with your DV plates in your state, can you actually park in a handicap parking with just your DV plate, disabled veteran plate. Well, that was true until recently here in Texas. All you needed was your disabled veteran plates. But that changed about 2 years ago. Now you have to have the handicap placard. And all you have to do is go to your doctor and ask them your VA doctor to give you one, you know, tell them about what makes you where you can't get in and out your vehicle. But before that, somebody must have complained, because before that, it wasn't no big deal. All you needed was your disabled veteran plates, but now you need the placard. Now, this is something that many of you may not know. In the area, in the city area, or downtown area, here in Texas, like in Houston in particular, where I'm at, you can park for You can park for 3 hours for free. It used to be all day. Somebody complained. Starting to see a pattern. People complain about a veteran having a benefit, and then they changed the law. Now you can only park for 3 hours. But on weekends, you can park as long as you want to. So that's good to know. Find out in your area, in your city, in your town, do they offer the same type of benefit? That'll be good to know. Now, we're almost done, believe it or not. Now, 15 through 17. This is what you asked about, Kevin. I think it was Kevin. Was it Kevin that? No, it was David. David, this is what you asked for. So we're going to talk about the Hazlewood Act now. So get ready. It's an educational benefit. For veterans when you're going back to school, but it also has other opportunities for their dependents. Now, let me go back there. Sorry about that. That didn't mean to do that. Now, educational benefit. Here we go. There go the veteran. If you want to go to school after you get out the military, you can use the Hazlewood Act, but there are certain requirements. So this is for a program, and they have it in other states. You need to check the state that you went into the military from and your home of record on your DD-214, because they have similar programs like this. So the Hazlewood Act works like this. There are 3 parts. That's why we had showing several different benefits. Now, the first one is this. Let me see. He say, hating at its finest. What's that? Whatever. Hating at its finest. Now, I don't know what he said about that, but he said something. Now, Kevin spoke. The Hazlewood Act works like this. Texas veterans that went in, that entered the military from Texas, get 150 credit hours for college. But you got to come back to the state and live while you go to school. Now, if you don't want to use your hours here in Texas, this is just regular honorably discharged veteran. All right. If you don't want to use it, guess what you can do? Yeah, you're right. That's right. I get what you're saying now, what Kevin is saying. They keep changing things, Kevin, because they're hating on veterans. So whenever we have programs, we got to fight to keep them, because they've actually tried to attack the property tax exemption. They actually got disabled veterans on television talking about, oh, I don't want that. I'm not taking that program. That ain't fair. No, we've earned this. If the state offered it, we should be able to utilize it. They have other programs for other groups of people. And I feel personally, everybody's entitled to an opinion. I think this is a good thing. Now, what's up? Teddy's in the house. Teddy, are you in the house? Oh, Teddy's in the house. Where you been? We've been on this thing, man. We went over a lot of slides. We toward the middle now. Now here we go. Oh, hold on. Bernie in the house. Bernie, y'all gonna mess up, make me go back over when we get through. But I'm glad y'all here. Here we go. Now, the Hazlewood Act, like I said, for Texas veteran, if you enter the military from Texas, you get 150 credit hours for college. Now, you got to pay for books. It doesn't include books or student service fee. It just waives the tuition but it has to be at a state institution. It can't be a private college. The state institution is forced to do it because the state says, we're not going to give you any funds if you don't let this individual go to school for free. Now, if you choose not to use your Hazlewood Act, here's the thing. You have your 150 credit hours. If you have a child, you can share the remaining credit hours you have. Let's say you have 150, but you use only 30 of them. Well, that other 120, you can share with one of your children, but it has to be your children. Now, that's a good question. Oh, let me get to this. Let me get to the last one. But this is only for honorably discharged veterans now. This is not for disabled veterans. That's going to be the last one we talk about. All right. So let me show what Bernie. But Bernie, we glad to have you here. Now, what if you have Chapter 31? I don't know about Chapter 31. I know with Chapter 35, you can get both of them. I don't know what the policy is with Chapter 31. I will look that up and get back to you on that. I'll do my best try not to forget that. Now, but with Chapter 35, well, let's talk about the benefit first. Okay, John, you made it. You made it, brother. I apologize. I'm gonna start doing it a day or so ahead, so y'all know. Now, we're dealing here with the spouse child part. Each dependent of 100% disabled veteran gets 150 credit hours for college. That means the veteran has his own 150 credit hours just being an honorably discharged veteran. Then that's the Texas Veteran Program under the Hazlewood Act. The Legacy Program, you can share some of your hours for just being an honorably discharged veteran. When you are a 100% disabled veteran, and that also, I think you have to be 100% permanent and total. I think you have to be 100% permanent total. I forgot that. I can't believe I forgot it. Each one of your dependents, whether it be your wife, husband, children, dependent children, of course, the children have to be under the age of, I think, 25 or under, because once they turn 26, they no longer qualify for the benefit. That's why you need to tell them to be on their job. Now, back to your question, well, I can't answer, but I can tell you this. From my experience, you can use the Chapter 35 DEA benefits, the educational benefits you get when you're permanent total. You can use that and the Hazlewood Act. I mean, the Hazlewood Act is going to pay for what? The Hazlewood Act is going to actually pay for it's not going to pay. It's going to waive the tuition. Well, guess what? With the money from the Chapter 35, keep it in your pocket. Now, tell me, Kevin, what is Chapter 31? Is that education benefits for the veteran? Is that like a GI Bill or something? Let us know in the chat. Now here we go. If you like to go fishing and hunting in Texas, they got something for you too. Here in Texas, you can go to a place like Academy, like a sports and outdoor store, and where you can get your fishing and hunting license. You can get the combo pack for free if you have a 60% rating. If you got a 60% rating, you get a hunting fishing license, and you just take your award letter up there and get that done. Now, we're talking about the 20 benefits. Now, another one is this here. State parks, you get this card right here. The Texas Parkland Passport, the Veteran Passport. And yes, in Texas, we have alligators. But they told us down there at Brazos State Park that they are well fed. Now, when you come down here to Texas State Parks, they don't have no gates around the alligators. If you choose to get close to them, that's only at your own risk. All right. Now, you get that, and you get to take at least 2 people with you, I believe it is. And don't forget the federal access pass if you're 100% or you totally disabled. Now, let's talk about the last one, the concealed carry. That's the last benefit we're going to talk about it. Now, since y'all come in, a lot of y'all come in late, I think whoever came, if y'all got any questions, if y'all want me to go back over it, the concealed carry is you can carry. Who in here y'all able, they let you conceal carry? Let me know if you know in your state if they do it. Just tell me your state, the initials for your state, and whether yes for N for no, if you can't carry, and a Y for yes if you can conceal carry weapons in your state. Let us know. Now, well, I didn't put the last one on there. The exemption is $25. The exemption is actually $25. So you usually pay $40 and you get I think about 25 off. It's a discounted rate. Now, do y'all have any questions of me, or do y'all want me to kind of go over some of the things again? Let us know. Now, I did do this, so, and I appreciate the support. I believe, what's our brother name? What's his name? Something, military guy or something. That brother looked out for us. He is my Cash App. Y'all had asked about it before. That's my Cash App. I finally got that hooked up, and I appreciate y'all for everything y'all do. It does help defray the cost when creating this material. Now, any questions of me? So the question is Texas the best state for veteran benefits? Y'all need to let us know. What's your opinion? Is Texas, what state? Put the state that you think had the most benefits. I know it's usually Florida, Texas, California, and I believe Pennsylvania. I know they're trying to reduce some things in what do you call it, in Virginia. Are y'all aware of any of the benefits in your state? Let us know. Yeah, I ain't too talkative in the chat today. Let's see. Let me see. You said it looks like it's me too. Okay, looks like it's me too. Yeah, so here we go. That's the GOAT. Yes, it's Texas. Okay. Now, what state are you in, John? John, what state are you in? I forgot where you said you was at. Because we're going to start going over different states, but I want to start with my whole home state of Texas. What state are you currently in, my brother? And that everybody, let us know. Okay, he said, yes, it's Texas. Let's see. Now, let's see. Hold on, Kevin. You saying the benefits suck? How is that? Tennessee? Tennessee? Let me see. Well, let's see what it said. Okay, you in Colorado, John. Let me ask you this here about Colorado. Now y'all really talking about it. Because I'm going to go over this, and y'all let me know what states you want me to cover next. So coming up, I can make some videos. It's going to take me a while, but I'm going to get that together because I like to have thorough information. Now, let's see what Colorado. Now, they have a lot of bases in you don't go. What about the base, John, in Colorado Springs? I was stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, right outside of Colorado Springs. And what about that area? Now let's see what our brother Teddy's talking about. Now, Teddy is saying that I'm in PA, which is Pennsylvania, but I'm new to Service Connection, so I'm learning. So it's important, Teddy, to look over, and you need to ask. You need to go down, because you notice the VA don't tell us anything, and you need to inquire, get with other veterans that are knowledgeable, look it up online, and come to the H-Town Vet, because I'm gonna start putting out information about this. Now, Kevin say Tennessee. Kevin say Tennessee. Teddy said, can you buy a car with discount? Now, it depends on the dealership. You know, because I heard a lot of people talking about getting discount on cars if you tell them you're a disabled veteran, but you got to wait to the end. Once you got that final offer, you can't say I want a discount. They might be charging you the same. If you tell them up front, they might be charging you the same thing that they're going to charge you first, but tell you got a discount. Now, if you're a disabled veteran car modifications. You can get all type of stuff if you have the car adaptive car thing, like you're missing limbs. Let's see what John talked about. So I live at the former site of Lowry Air Force Base. It's all condos and apartments now. Now, down here in Texas, we just got to talking about that when you can purchase land, you can purchase what do you call it? You can purchase house, condo at the state level. These are state benefits. Now, how do you like living at that site? Do you like the apartments, or is it a gated area, or is it just open concept? What's your opinion about that? Living there, John? Now, since y'all here, I might just keep going over again since some of y'all coming into the room. So those you been here, be patient with me. We just gonna chat and we're gonna keep it going and we're gonna talk. What do they have any other in your local area? Do they have any benefits? We talked about how Texas have grown since 1968. There was only 11 million people here. And then in 1990, there was 17 million living in Texas. Then 2010, 25 million. You see how Texas have grown? And guess what now? In 2022, there are 30 million people living in Texas. Texas has to be one of the fastest growing states. You got to understand, there's a lot of people that live in. Now, our major cities include Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Austin. El Paso is kind of, let me see. He say it's very nice and quiet. He liked the area you're living in. That's good. What kind of benefits do they offer you as a veteran there? We're gonna have to look into that, John. Make sure you getting them discounts at the state level. Now, people may be surprised because you hear so much about Dallas. But I was saying this earlier. I'm kind of going over the same thing we were talking about a little earlier. Those who missed it, we're going to go over it. All right, because it was kind of promptu. I didn't tell y'all ahead of time. As you come into the room, let us know you're here. Now, Houston is the largest city, 2.2 million people, but the Houston area probably have over 5 million. The second largest is actually San Antonio. People might think it's Dallas, but no. San Antonio is second largest. Of course, the third largest is Dallas. Then Fort Worth and Austin have about 1 million people apiece. Because people don't realize the two most developed states when it comes to, if you think of a city like Austin is getting there, but you're going to be talking more Dallas or Houston. Fort Worth is they got freeways and stuff, but you're not going to see a whole bunch of high-rise buildings. Austin is getting there. They have some. They got a whole bunch of those cranes up there. San Antonio, Austin, they're to me, they're trying to get their infrastructure together. Houston, we got it back together back in the early 2000s when they tricked us by talking about they were going to have the Olympics here, but they used it just to develop the city. They call it revitalization. Now, San Antonio, let me go there. San Antonio, that's the skyline we just looked at. Now, this is Austin. Austin is like a tech hub. When you're dealing with San Antonio, I ain't going to go backward. When you're dealing with San Antonio, they got a lot of research down there. Austin, remember, the University of Texas, the main campus is in Austin. Then you have Dallas. I just left Dallas. Now, what happens in Dallas is they have in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they have the, what do you call that thing? The big state fair with big techs, big blow-up man, big blow-up cowboy. I've never been to it, believe it or not. I haven't really been to Dallas much, even though I'm from Houston. I went there about, like I said, a week or so ago. Then it's my hometown of Houston. Now, dealing with Houston, we have the rodeo here. We have the Space Center in Houston. Now, let's see what John, so I missed something John said. Oh, no, he already said that. Now, do y'all have any questions of me? If not, we pretty much covered it. Y'all want me to continue, let me know. But I want to thank y'all for joining us. Like I say, that's my Cash App. If y'all want to put something on it, let me know. If y'all have any ideas, if there's any ideas that you want us to do, let us know. What is there any ideas, topics you want us to cover? You want us to deal with benefits in certain states? Do you want us to know what states have property tax exemptions? If you want to know more things, you want me to do more on, I have other videos that I can go over dealing with how to file a claim. Let me know. I mean, like step by step. I can show you the beginning of the process. We're going to be doing these things. Do you have any questions? Let us know. We're here. Now, when you come in as Texas, the Texas state line, if you're a veteran, coming in as a veteran, the food, the barbecue, we're big on the barbecue. Okay? It ain't like Tennessee. This is more of a dry rub barbecue seasoning, and because it's real sweet in Tennessee. I've eaten it, but I never eaten. And we have baked potatoes big here, potato salad, all that. I love cooking brisket myself. And Texas is the largest state in the continental U.S. You know, it's not as big as Alaska, but it has more people than Alaska. Now, when you come here, you can bring not just you, but you can also bring who? Your dependents, your spouse, and your children. Now, let's see what we got here. Now, talk about that, Kevin. You're saying you want something dealing with higher level review. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. So let's see what you still learning about Colorado benefits. Well, I'm gonna start getting some stuff together, John. And what I want you to do, I want you to actually give me whatever information you have. Anybody else that lives in Colorado and your state, y'all start sending it to me. You can share it to me during the live stream, or you can also go to the H-Town Vet YouTube channel, because we want to get this information out there. I was able to thoroughly do it in Texas, of course, because I'm a Texas veteran, but it took me a long time to gather this information. So I want y'all to be able to do the same, okay? Because like I say, it's benefits for all of them. Now, remember, most of these benefits that you get at the state level, there's no money involved. It ain't like your VA compensation. They're not actually giving you money. Now, what they are giving you are benefits at low cost. Now, in addition to that, they give it to you at no cost. So some stuff like tuition, you get for free. When it comes to dealing with your car, you get it at a discount. Registration and things like that. Tuition and fees, free. Tax exemption, if you're 100%, free. Other loan programs or discounted interest rates. Now, this is what I was saying before. The reason they have these state programs in every state, and I hope they develop the ones in your states. Now, I want to ask y'all this here. What state after Texas, what other states would you move to dealing with your military benefits, your veteran benefit? What state would you move to? Let me put that on a banner here. Or what state would you like to move to? Like, yeah, let us know what state would you like to move to, and because, and let me ask you this here: would you consider moving to Texas? Who here say they wouldn't move to Texas and why? And we're going to end on this. And we're going to give let's see what they have here. All right. So Teddy says, I paid my $1,200 for my GI bill, but never used it. Can I get it back or use it to pay student loans? Now, Teddy, I'm gonna tell you what I remember, that if you don't use it after 10 years, you lose it. Was that true? You can call and find out. You need to call the federal number to find out about that. Call go to the VA, call the VA number, VA hotline, and ask them where they can direct you to get that information. Any other questions? I've enjoyed this live stream. And then I want to ask y'all, and y'all tell me this here. What do y'all want? What do you want me to talk about next time? Give me a second here. I'm gonna pull up some possible topics. Y'all let me know. What would y'all like me to talk? What would you like the H-Town vet to talk about? Do you want us to talk about okay, here we go. Do you want us to talk about the requesting your in-service medical records? Do you want us to talk about Chapter 35 dependent education benefits? That's when you're 100%. Do you want us to talk about disabled veteran life insurance? Now, this is another one. Do you want us to talk about dependent status? I have a whole video on dependents. Do you want us to talk about reevaluations? Okay, let's see. Oh, my brother here. Okay, D Law's in the house. He say talk about all that. Okay. Now, it's going to take me a minute. The one that I really want to do is the one on the independent medical examination. But that's going to take time because we're going to slow walk that thing. Now, do you want me to talk about, anybody wants me to get information? You want me to talk about your state? Do you want us to do a live stream dealing with at least your state or several states? Let us know what states y'all interested in learning the state benefits about. And remember, there are also local benefits. Now, do you want us to talk about the 8 benefits you get with 100% rating? Now, here's the one that I think would be good. Let me ask you this here. Would y'all like to do one on the 4 types of 100%? So he said Illinois and Tennessee. Anybody want me to do California? Anybody want me to do Colorado, Florida, PA? Let me know. Now, do you want us to do one on VA disability compensation and work? How about that? We're going to go eventually over all of these. So PA, I got PA, I got Illinois and Tennessee. Chicago, you know, a lot of people watch me from Chicago. I'm really amazed by that. Chicago, LA, we going to do that. Hold on. Oh, y'all coming in with it. Okay. D Law say take my time. He say Tennessee and Illinois. Teddy say PA. Oh man, y'all gonna make me start coming out with all this stuff. John say Colorado, we gonna take care of your state. Do as many as you can. Well, I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna go through as thoroughly as possible. I don't know if I'm gonna go at it from state by state, or I'm gonna go over the property tax exemption for the ones that do it by permanent total. I might do by different type of programs that they offer. I'm gonna have to figure. Now I got other ones dealing with protecting your VA benefits. You know, these are we just gonna live stream some of the ones we already had regular videos on. VA and child support, VA disability compensation and child support. If you get locked up, you know they have veteran programs. They have veteran court in almost every state. I think they have it in Illinois too. If you get in trouble and if the crime ain't but so severe, they can help you get your put you through veteran court. A lot of veterans choose not to go to veteran court because it's hard, but at the end they'll dismiss your case. Now, the other one is how to file a claim, how to file a VA disability claim step by step. This takes you from when it starts. Okay, let's see what Bernie say. Bernie said that Arizona, I heard, have already good benefits, have really good benefits. We're going to check that out. We're going to go, I'm going to do as many states as we can, but the issue is I can't do them unless I'm thorough. I want to be as thorough as possible. I don't like half doing anything. Now, let's see what about, my first video that made over 1,000 views was one when after I had just started probably about 3 weeks after I was so surprised. It was around Christmas time. It was VA compensation and incarceration. So I'm thinking, let me know, but I don't want to. Let's see what Kevin talking about over here. What Kevin in the house talking about? See, when D-Law, when you get in the room, everybody start saying something. Now, Kevin says, it's a shame that the VA doesn't tell you about benefits. Now, let me ask y'all this here. What is the main benefit that the VA did not tell you about? I'm going to tell you one for me. It was travel pay. I didn't know nothing about getting property tax exemption. I didn't know what VA compensation was. Why, if you were at the VA, especially at the regional office, shouldn't they have the benefits there? Shouldn't they? Why, do they have the benefits at your benefit office in your state, in your city? Let me know. Where did you have to go to get this information? Okay. Kevin say all right. D-Law said, Bernie, I live in Arizona for 5 years. Oh, from 06 to 010, benefits were not good then. That over time they grow. Tell us, Bernie, what type of benefits do they have in Arizona? If you say they're real good, let us know some of them. Heck, some of us might want to move there. Isn't the cost of living kind of expensive, Bernie? Okay, so Kevin learned from YouTube. Well, I'm glad you came to the H-Town Vet, and there are other good channels out there too. But we're trying to do things where this is where we're gonna interact. We want to be, we want to make sure that this is like a veteran support group. We got to look out for each other. See, if we stay on our P's and Q's, it's gonna be hard for somebody to come at you. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is re-examinations in how to protect your benefits, and I might also do the one dealing with Houston, my hometown. And if y'all want me to do the one who is the H-Town vet? I can tell you more about me and my life and my experiences, what I've done. Let me know if you want to know about that. But the video pretty much tells a lot. Now, let me ask you, do they have any discount for veterans in your state? Do they have any type of veteran plates? Do they have any veteran plates? Now, let's see what he said here. Now, I learned from other veterans. I found out about the Illinois Veteran Education Benefits from the VA staff from Texas and Arizona. Wow. From Texas. Wow, that's crazy. Now, we got a new person in the house. Hold on. We got our brother here. This is John Colwell, I want to say. Thank you for joining us, John. Right now, we went over the information. You can go back over the live stream, but we just hanging out for a minute because we want to converse with each other. I am the H-Town vet. I'm a veteran of Desert Storm. I served in the military from the late 80s to the early 90s. Thus, I got caught up in Desert Storm. I've been in Colorado. Most of my time was spent in Germany. Now, I'm going to get to you, Bernie. Let me see what he's saying here. I knew John. John, let me see here. John say he live in Florida. They got a lot of benefits in Florida, John. Now, let me get back to Bernie. Bernie, what you talking about, Bernie? Let me make my screen big because I can barely see what y'all saying over there. So there are some veterans who love Arizona and their benefits. What are those benefits, Bernie? Do you know any of the benefits? Do they have housing benefits? Do they give veterans land there? Do they have educational benefits? What about your car? Do you get registration at a reduced rate? Do you get your driver's license for free? Let us know in the chat. So like we said, John lives in Florida. Now, D. Lawton been everywhere. He moved around a little bit. He said Illinois, Tennessee, yes, the veteran plates. Okay. I forget how you say Weisbecken. I was stationed in Bamberg, Germany. Teddy. Hold on, let me finish. He say get free sticker, free city window stickers. Okay. Now, Teddy said Army vet from 89 to 95, Desert Storm and wasn't bang. Now, they closed a lot of those bases over there in Germany. They're actually using them for a lot of people that's migrating and stuff they stand on. Because Warner Barracks in Bamberg, they closed them, the ones I was at. Now, did you ever go to Kaiserslautern? You ever went to K-Town? Did you go to Party Town, Teddy? Let me know. Don't lie. Now, let me ask you this here. Let me move it up a little bit. Since we just chatted a little bit, we'll go back over the stuff just in case some people miss. So who's covered when it comes to state benefits in your state? Y'all tell me who's covered for state benefits. We're just going back over the video because many of you came in a little later. That's okay. If you've enjoyed it, you ain't got to stay, but we just having a little chat, a little discussion. Who's covered in Texas? Well, who's covered here is honorably discharged veterans, dependents of honorably discharged veterans, disabled veterans, and the dependents of disabled veterans. Being honorably discharged is really important. And these is dealing with Texas benefits. Now, what things or we do that we focused on today, we kind of talked, we're going over again here. Housing and land. Are there any housing and land programs in your state? Are there any land programs? Let us know, especially Teddy, Colorado? Let me know. Look. Then somebody brought up bondholder. Teddy said K-Town has the best beer fest. They don't know about that beer fest. Telling Teddy you drink what they say they drank beer. They put him, tell them out, and they put him in the big pitchers. You got to drink out of a big pitcher doing Oktoberfest. That's what the beer fest called, Oktoberfest. Now, Teddy said, I also hit the Rock bondholder. Yeah, bondholder. Yeah, I remember bondholder. Now, there's also transportation benefits, such as license plate, educational benefits at the state level, and recreation. Now, so the question are we gonna ask? Y'all gotta let me know. Y'all supposed to give me some pushback. What state is Texas the best state for veteran benefits? Is Texas the GOAT? The greatest of all time? Let us know in the chat. Let us know what state you feel that has good benefits. Let's say you didn't want to come to Texas. Let's assume Texas had the most benefit, but you couldn't stand the heat. What state would you go to? What state do you want to live in? Is there any state as a veteran you want to live in? Do you want to live near a military base? And let me ask you that, even though they dismantled that military base, John, do you live near a military base? Let me know. Now let's see what he's saying. In Chicago, you can get rentals and utilities bill assistance if you have a honorable discharge. They don't really do it here. When we try to do it, they have something where you can do that, but it's like they make it so hard. You got to meet income requirements. Now let's see what Kevin said. I live in Texas. I want to live in Texas. Let me tell you something. Do you have any family live here, Kevin? Yeah, this is the place to come. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You can come on through. A lot of people move to Texas. Now let's see what D-Law say. I still say Illinois benefits are better than Tennessee. I lived in both places. Are you going to go back, D-Law? Are you going back to Tennessee? Because you had better, from what you was telling me, better doctor treatment and everything, bro. But I know sometimes our situation ain't in a place that we can do that. What would it take for you to move back to Tennessee? I mean, to where you were living. I think, was it Illinois? Now let's see what my brother's saying here. Now, yes, I do have an aunt and cousin in Dallas. Well, you need to holler at them and ask them what it's looking like there. Now, I am in Denver. There's a lot of homeless veterans here. Yet, many don't know about VA benefits. Well, you got to do what you can to tell them. If they got any access to go to the library or the computer, tell them to look up the H-Town vet and tell them to go down to VA. Let me ask you this here, though, John. When I went up there to visit my friend in Denver, he took me to the VA hospital. Can't they go to the VA hospital? Because they got a program down here in Texas. No veteran should be homeless because they got a policy. Do they have a similar policy there in Colorado? I want to help get the word out. Please get the word out and let them know about these benefits, because if they're a homeless veteran, and I'm sure do they have any homeless programs for homeless veterans in your state, in your city? Let us know in the chat. Now, I like to see what D-Law saying. The rent is cheaper in Tennessee, but it's going up everywhere. And that's what I want to know, John. Is it going up where you at? Kevin, if you could live here, when would you move? If you had the money, would you move right away, or you wait a couple of years, Kevin? Let's see what Kevin said. I'm inquiring about living there. Yeah, because all these benefits, brother. And remember who we said is covered? Honorably discharged veterans. And I'm sure this is the same in y'all states. In the dependents of honorably discharged veteran, disabled veteran, and the dependents of disabled veteran can get state benefits in Texas. Now let's see what he's talking about. I got a housing voucher through the VA here when I was homeless. That's good. And you were saying, brother, that you was homeless twice, and I'm really inspired by the fact how you kept going. If it wasn't for my having a family, I probably would have ended up homeless. I had a lot of family in Houston, but I didn't come straight home. I actually lived in a boarding house for a while up in Virginia when I was going to college. Kevin say, ASAP, let a heartbeat come down here. Get in contact with your family members and ask them what's going on, what's the vibe like down there in Dallas. Or, you might want to try to move to Houston or somewhere else. Now, ready to move ASAP. I hear you, Kevin. What about any of y'all? Do y'all plan on moving, or what do y'all want to do? We talked about the different ones. Now, here we didn't go over this part if you had only for the people that was here in the beginning. Now, they have the Veteran Land Board here. That's a state organization that help veterans. And guess what things they give you? They give you land loans here in Texas. They give you home loans here in Texas. In addition to your VA home loan, you can get a loan with the land board. Also, you can get a loan to get a home improvement loan here. Veteran long-term care. So if you become disabled, you come to Texas, all you have to do is live there one day, and you can go do that. And there are state cemeteries. Now let's see what John is talking about. The cost of living is so high, and the wait lists are getting longer and longer. This is a problem down here, man. Do you understand? I'm from Texas, where it's usually not expensive to live in the Houston area. To get a home they building new homes that cost $300,000, $400,000 in my neighborhood of Fifth Ward. Now, messing around with the wrong women, never again. Yeah, let me tell you something. We have to protect ourselves, not just from women or men, depending on if it's females in that room or whatever your thing is. You also got to protect from family. Because you find out because we don't realize when we get out the military, we really kind of doing what? When we get out the military, most of us don't have jobs lined up. We're trying to figure it out because they don't really prepare us, at least back in the day when we was doing it. Are they preparing people more? When you came out, D-Law, did they give y'all more training on what to do when you got out the military? Did they prepare you for discharge, ETSing? Now with Texas, what I was explaining earlier that y'all got to understand, the eastern part of Texas to the right, that's more grassland, wooded area. The closer you get to Louisiana area, swamp. We more prairie land, like the plains area in my area. That's why it's a lot of flooding. So you're gonna deal with a few things in Texas. You're gonna deal with floods. You're going to deal with tornadoes, not as much. People think, but a lot of flooding in the Houston because we're at sea level. Now, he said, Kevin asked, what happened, brother? D-Lo, what happened? Did she try to hem you up? Did she start clowning you? Because I don't break up with women in person. You understand? I break up over the phone. I don't want no problem. When they start cutting up or being a bad actor and saying they going out, I let them do whatever they want to do. What you got to do is protect yourself. Remember, we don't. My brother says we don't trust women. We lead them. And if you're a woman in here, what you do, you shouldn't be getting with a man unless he have a program for you. If we say, ask them, well, I tell my daughter them all the time, what is his purpose? You understand? A woman is no more loyal than her options. If she has a better option, she gonna exercise. I learned this from my brother now. I ain't gonna take credit for that. But this is what I do say. A woman will go up with you, but she won't go back down. So you have to always handle your business. As a man, they got programs for women, more programs. But for men, you talking about how many veterans out there homeless. Now, there was one guy sending half of his whole VA check to OnlyFans. No, I ain't never heard of nothing like that in my life. Shape up, soldier. Oh, Lord. Hold on, man. People tricking off their VA disability. I heard about when people, they were tricking off stimulus check. People out here tricking off their VA check on OnlyFans. My Lord. Wow. Now, the further you go western, let me tell you something. The further you go west in Texas, the more desert it is, all right? So you got to pick the type of climate you. Now, look, dude simping, let me tell you something. You tricking off your money on OnlyFans, you ain't the only one watching it. And the problem is, guys, when you got these benefits, you become a target. So you need to be careful with leading with your money, because I know one veteran, he was out there tricking off on them young women. He's a Vietnam veteran, and she set him up to be robbed by her boyfriend and his friend. So you got to be careful. Stop showing them your ID, military ID card, and trying to impress people. You're putting yourself in a trick bag. You understand? Now, if y'all haven't done it already, please like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Now let's see what. Let's see. OnlyFans. He say simping. Okay. He said that dude simping. He did say that. Now, here the land they sell in Texas. I ain't gonna go over all the information. You got to be 18 years old on active duty for at least 90 days. And it's also covered for spouses. This is here in Texas. Self-love is the best. Let me tell you why self-love is the best. Let me tell you why that is. Because self-love, you won't be dependent on someone else. The problem that we have is that we want to put more into another person than we put into ourselves. See, I don't, let me tell you, I learned, now y'all should know from y'all military service, we've seen all kind of crazy situations when we were in the military, did we not? Guys going out to the field, going on deployment, guys going off on their ship, and as soon as they gone, they woman letting another dude in the house. If you don't have a sense of self, you can lose it. You understand? There was one guy, he came home, he was in, I want to say second cav. That was right, I believe it was the first, I don't think it was first cav. Second cavalry was across the street from, it was, they had their own fence over in Bamberg, Germany. And the dude came home, the military, active duty military came home, and it was 3 dudes up in his house, spending time with his wife. One was in there, spending time with her. One was in the kitchen eating, and the other one was sitting in the chair waiting for his turn. The man came in there, and he took 2 of them out, and the other one jumped out the window, ran her down there in his birthday suit. You understand? Reciprocity is the best thing to practice. Now, let me ask you this here. When you say that treat people like you want to be treated, why do you think that's a hard thing for people to do today? It just seems like people don't have a code. Or what's your opinion on that? See, we in here talking, ain't nobody attacking nobody. We ain't got no drama. We ain't beefing. We ain't over here, man. Look, when ladies come into the room, we show them respect. Well, that's what I try to do, set the tone. When guys come in here, I don't care what branch of service you is. You cool with me. We family. Because it takes every branch, it takes every MOS, every job in the military for us to make it. And we all right. See, this is the problem we have nowadays. Everybody's so disconjointed. We got to start getting together, man, and handling this. Now, let's see what Kevin say. I was deployed to Australia, and dude was gone UA for those women. Wow. 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 I was in Desert Storm, man. And the dude called home, and I ain't gonna ever forget it. So what happened? They let while we were gone in Bamberg, Germany, we were deployed from Germany. So they had the Puerto Rican National Guard because they kind of consider their American territory. They were guarding the gates while we were gone, and they started out just being waving at the women in the housing area, and then next thing you know, they was up in the house, and one dude called home, and the guy said, "I'm in love with your wife." Man, we had to hurry up and disarm that dude. We hug him and say, "Hey, man, come here. We here for you," because he could have took all of us down. Now let's see what Kevin talking about at Camp Pendleton. It happened when I was stationed in Camp Pendleton. What happened at Camp Pendleton? If you can tell us, brother, let us know, Kevin. Now you got me being nosy. Now people don't care or have a heart anymore. Why do you think that is? What, is it a religious reason because you feel like falling away from God? You know what my grandmother used to say? My big mama said that people are out for themselves, baby, what they can get. Is it because of selfishness, D-Law? What do you think is the reason why? And here's some of the things. You can get up to $150,000 on a home, land loan. Let us know what you think about that. Those are the interest rates. Now, if somebody could advise you, what would it be? What advice would you want to know about, since most of the guys, if it's some women there, we'll talk to you too. But for the guys that's in here right now, what somebody could have told you when you were 18 about a woman that it would have helped you? Because they was told us a happy wife, a happy life. They told us, that women are little princesses and all this stuff. But when you live in the real world, women are human beings just like everybody else. What would you have done differently when you coming out of high school? What would you have done differently? Now let's see what Kevin is saying. Now Kevin says wives were cheating on the husband while they were on deployment. Yes, indeed. And can't nobody say we was in the military. We know this. How many of y'all went to the NCO club? When I went there and I realized that most of the women were married, I got up out of there. Now, degenerate culture. D-Law say degenerate culture and society is being promoted through the internet and social media. Now, they have all these people that are not getting out anymore. They're doing all their communication online. Now, how do y'all feel about online dating? Do you think that's because a lot of people that are getting married now, they say most of them are meeting online, and people are doing hookup culture online. How you feel about that? Kevin say, I used to go to San Diego, and women be living in base housing, whole game. Wow. You say you did your Jody duty for a while there, Kevin. You did a little Jody duty. Oh, Jody, I ain't trying to put you out there, Kevin. I did go why. Oh man. Now, what was your? Let me see what he's saying here. Most of us went to Tijuana to party. Wasn't that kind of dangerous going to Tijuana? Because how did y'all stay safe? Did y'all go as a group? And I'm gonna tell y'all some things, some questions. People say don't ask, but ask questions. When a woman starts talking, you got to evaluate them because people are be more open when you first meet them. When they start talking about their last boyfriend, you don't want to hear the bad things about him. Tell her, ask her, why were you attracted to him in the beginning? Because women, and ask her, what reason, if I was to talk to your boyfriend, what reason would your ex-boyfriend, what reason would he say that y'all broke up? Or what would his opinion be of you? Let's see here. Nah, brother, I don't want nobody else woman. No. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Let's see. Went up as a group. Oh, y'all went as a group to be safe. Okay. Now, that's how people get in trouble with online dating and simping, of course. These guys, these younger guys, don't know how to communicate with women face to face. Now, he made a key point. This is real key what D. Law said, that when I was younger, we used to go out and talk to women. Sometimes you shoot your shot and, you know, you learn how to get, you know, you learn how to talk and communicate with women. I don't feel that no young man nowadays, he need to be about 35 years old before he get married. And let me tell you why. You know what he needs to do? He needs to learn women. He need to have good relationships, bad relationships, so he'll know how women are. That women are human beings just like everybody else. And I don't believe that a young man going into the military should be marrying anyone, because ain't nothing but a whole bunch of fit men around, and that's going to be a very dangerous thing for a relationship, a young relationship. You got a young woman in her prime and a whole bunch of young men in their prime, and she has access to a group of men that she never had access to. Now, you got to investigate these women. They will lie. You know what the saying say, women lie, numbers don't. Okay? So now everybody got to hold each other accountable. You understand? Male and female. Now, here we go. Let's see what D. Law said. You should do a stream about dating and marriage in the military. You know what? Let's talk about it. How would that look? Let me ask you this here. There's a high divorce rate in the military, right? That'll be a great one, most definitely. Dating and marriage in the military. And we talked about divorce, right? We talked about divorce. And if you stay in there, if they with you for 20 years, they gonna get half the benefits. And if they say you put hands on them, all they have to be with you is 10 years and get half your military retirement. Now, let me ask you this, is this possible? Can a spouse, whether they're male or female, can they be faithful in the military? Can your spouse, while you off on deployment, what percentage of them do you think cheat? We see what he said. Kevin said, these women don't have any standards anymore. Now, let's be real with it, Kevin. Kevin, you ain't gonna like my statement, but I'm gonna be real. That's because of who raised them. That's because what they saw. Because the baby boomer generation had more bastard children than anybody. The reason we have the child support laws now is because of the baby boomers. Am I lying? They had more illegitimate kids. Teen pregnancy was off the chain. Bastard children everywhere. Now, let me ask you this. That's very few people having children now. The problem is, like what he said, it's a degenerate culture because guys and men don't have no standards, but they got it from somewhere. Because the reason they have child support laws, because back in the day, the baby boomers, there wasn't no real child support laws back then. There was no consequences to things. Let's see what he's saying here. Kevin said, my parents got married in 1947. They stayed married until my father died while I was in Iraq and for 05. Wow. So D-Law, they had you when they was older? I thought you was a younger guy. Wow. Respect. Oh, he said at Kevin. Okay, he said at Kevin. Respect, man. There are some good people out here and some people trying to make it work. Why do you, if a young man was going into the military, what would you tell him? Was a young woman was going into the military, what would you tell her about getting married? Because if they meet a good person while in there, would you tell them to just date? What would be your thing if they feel like they met their soulmate and that's your child calling you, hey, dad, hey, mom, I met my soulmate and I want you to meet him. Let's see what he say. I'm saying about the younger generation. Okay, the man was removed from the household for public benefits. Of course, this is Kate back in the 1960s. They replaced, because the marriage rate, especially in the Black community, back in the up until the 60s, was about 80%. And then when they started offering benefits and things, that went down. But the marriage rate is low among everybody. Because here's another thing. Young men ain't getting married. They don't want to get married. Do you think that's a problem? What's going to happen to our population if people are not having children? Most males don't have children. It's just a few guys impregnating a whole bunch of women. Now, just date first, get to know life together. Okay, yeah. And you need to be, each person needs to ask each other questions, and you need to see if you're compatible. It shouldn't be no rush. You should be trying to get to know each other, see what their likes are, and then y'all need to do things to just see if y'all compatible. Because I'm gonna tell you, a person's habits, when it comes to bedroom habits, you want to know that if they got a high body count, or if they've been in some domestic violence stuff, or the police and all that. Because if they call the police on somebody else, they'll call them on you too. Whether it was justified or not, you need to know. Because they might be. So D-Law said his parents had him at 42 years old. Wow. Anybody else parents had them later? My cousin, her mom was on. This is the weirdest thing. I got a cousin 5 years younger than me. Right? Her mom, which was my aunt, great aunt, she had her when she was almost 50. My great grandmother had her when she was almost 50. And so my cousin, who's 50 years old now, she about 50. Her great grandfather was a slave. Her great grandfather, and she's younger than me. He lived to be about 108. He chopped wood to almost to the day he passed. Now, Josie, come to talk to me. Jody, come talk to me. I hear you. Now, if we do this thing on relationships in the military, what do you think our focus should be? We should be focused on whether or not they should get married, or should they just have fun while they're they shouldn't take life so serious. While they're young, they should be getting to know people. because that's my opinion. I think young people need, but they want, because they're moving around so much, a lot of time people feel insecure. Let's see, say keep it 100. Keep it 100. It's honest. Let them know what they are doing, the do's and don'ts, and what you are, what are your standards. Yeah. So it's good to be honest. Let me tell you something. It's a way to, we was taught, it was a way to say anything to somebody. If you're a guy and you want to have women on the side, when you meet a woman, let her know what your get down is. That I'm not just with one woman. You may be my main woman. You may not see the other. Let them know that. People gotta be honest. What y'all think about this open relationship thing they talk about? A lot. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Where they say, "Oh, let's have." That's like a new name for swinging. What y'all think of that? And I'm putting my face on the screen for a minute. Let me see. Let me pull my people up. Let you know I'm here. Tell me what y'all think of that. I'm the H-Town vet. I'm here talking to my family, letting them know what the deal is. Y'all tell me what you think. See, we have to be real with these young people out here. You need to tell them the truth, because many of us was given misinformation, and a lot of times it came from our own parents, or especially mother, because a mother's trying to get you. A lot of times mom, remember, she's a woman, she's telling you, oh, that's all right that she's a single mother. That's good. Take care of that. That should have a bell ringing off in your head. Mom should be telling you, she don't have to go into detail about the mistakes she made, but she should say, nah, baby, don't do that. Nah, that ain't wise. But uncles, aunts, you're going to find a lot of times your uncle and aunts they're going to keep it real with you. Now, Kevin said that open relationships are dangerous. Kevin, they say it spices up the relationship. Kevin? Huh? When you go to Baskin & Robbins, you don't want just one flavor. You might want to try several flavors. What's wrong with having a little fun when you're at the candy store? That's what they say now. Now, let's see what Bernie's talking about. Bernie said, these young guys love to play video games. Yes, let me tell you something. And this is an issue. They have no in-person social skills. This is why we need to talk to them. Whenever I get a chance to talk to a young man, I do it. We remember, they are a creation of our generations. So we have to be patient with them. Now, HIV is real. Just saying, yes, it is. And it's still a problem. It's still a problem, Kevin. Now, back to what you were talking about, Bernie. Yes. Now, some will listen, but you got to understand something. Remember when we was growing up, Bernie, we didn't have no 50 and 60-year-old women out there trying to chase men just like chase after men just like the young women. They competing with the young women. Back in the day, if a woman was a little, what do you call that? She was just, they would consider her a different kind of woman. She was a loose woman, or whatever they considered she was, she was ostracized. Now they're promoting, who was this that just happened to? What do y'all think about that thing? Chris Brown, the singer, having them, he have all these, we call it concerts. And then y'all saw what happened? He'll take a picture with the women for $1,000. He picking them up by their behind, and they wrapping their legs around him. Now, what y'all think of that? Now, the guy, he posted on social media that he gave the woman, I think he gave his woman $1,000 for Chris Brown to grab her all by the butt. And but she was around a producer. That's why they gotta, a woman is no more loyal than her options. How many women you think, if they had a chance to be with Chris Brown or anybody like that, that they pass up that opportunity? Yeah, they're all up there. Let's see what we got saying in Kevin. She for the streets. Huh? Now, hold on, Kevin. She tells you. Now, listen, Kevin. She telling you, hey, hold on, man. Hold on, baby. I'm just, that was just a picture. That was a once in a lifetime picture. I'm not going to ever see Chris Brown again. Oh, they had a girl wrapped her legs all around. He holding up by the butt. And all these women doing all kind of stuff. And they paying. And guess what was so wild about it? The boyfriend gave her the money to go to the concert. Let me tell you something. See, this comes from not having social skills. This comes from a dude not having social skills. Here we go. John got a, John say, I remember being in boot camp, writing my girlfriend all in love. Then all of a sudden, the letter stopped. Brother, we've been there, haven't we? Huh? I try to stay away from relationships when I first got in because I just said, man, I can't go through that. But I've had caught feelings for somebody before. Now, what's that song? Johnny got your Cadillac, true words, yeah. Got your Cadillac, got your girl and gone and all that. Yeah, he riding around in your stuff. Huh? See, many times they want you to finance it, but they want him to romance it. So you got to, like I say, all you can do, because some people are some people are time release capsules. You just have to observe them, and you can't let it. Let me see what he said. He agreed with Kevin. Now she for the streets. He say he ain't with that. Now what you ain't with? Let us know in the chat. See, let me tell you something. You cannot make any decisions based on what a woman telling you or what a man telling somebody. Well, a woman got to follow a man, but you really can't make. I have no sons, I have no nephews, and I have no brothers. It's all females in my family. And my sister's 14 years younger than me. You understand? So I don't play games with females at all. I don't trust them, I lead them. Because now this is where I want to come from, a real place with this. I can't be trying to hold them to their word. All they can do is cooperate. They cooperate, I do things. They don't cooperate, I pull back. Let me explain why. I can hold D-Law to his word. I can say, D-Law, man, you told me this, you told me that. You know, I apologized to D-Law the other day. He said, man, ain't no big deal. Because I was pulling stuff on the chat. I said, should I be pulling up when y'all chatting with each other? He said, no problem, man. Now, a man word is his word. He break his word, then that's it. But with a woman, you say, hey, you gave me your word. She gonna start crying. What you gonna do then? I'm sorry. Or you can say, hey, we just friends with benefits, right? And before sooner or later, she gonna be talking about, we need to start this and that and dating and all that. I thought we were just friends. I know what I said, but. Isn't that what they say? So some Black women get mad when men switch to another race and culture. Now, that's an interesting conversation. Now, here's the thing. People do what they want to do. Here's my problem. My problem is not people being happy or doing what they want to do, because male or female, you can go wherever you want to go when it comes to dating outside your ethnic group or whatever, right? Here's the thing. When the person of that other ethnic group accuse you of doing something, you out there on your own, right? If you get in a bind, can't nobody come get you. If you come up missing, can't nobody say nothing, because they're outside the culture. Just something to think about now. Now, my women take a picture grabbing her body. As a man, she is done in my eyes. Can't trust her. Didn't respect her relationship. Now, but let me ask you this here, Kevin. She say she just that was just Chris Brown. She say she might have jumped up in his lap, but she coming home to you. Don't that mean something? Let's see what Kevin say. True story. True story. How important is respect? And what do you call respect? Now let's see how deep you're going to get with this. Does respect have anything to do with the, let's say, the clothes she wear? Is she wearing a certain type of clothes when she going somewhere with you? If you feel that skirt is a little too short, would you say something to her about it? Tell us about it. Kevin say, hell no. If you, true, but I got caught in some dangerous situations with the sisters. It's an individual thing too. Now, there's a couple of things going on there. I agree with you, what you're saying, but I want you to look at it like this here. Yeah, people talk about, well, I have more experiences with this. Yes, we have issues within our community. Here's the thing. We trying to do better at selecting who we deal with, because there are some good, we've ran into some good women, but who we tend to gravitate toward? The bad actors, or like you saying, D-Law, we don't know they bad actors until they act a fool. You got to already have your stuff in place. I have my own house. I have my own car. Soon as a woman start acting stupid, I don't say nothing. I say, well, baby, I'm going to the restroom. I got to go home. I got to go to the restroom, make a bowel move. She may never hear from me again. I don't argue with no woman about nothing. They'll know when I'm leaving, when I'm gone. Because you can't, look, if the mom and daddy didn't raise them, what can I do? No. Loyalty is respect. Now you brought up the key point. Let me tell you what Kevin's saying. Loyalty is respect. Let me tell you something. If you with someone and they don't have allegiance to you, that's loyalty. If they're not showing any allegiance to you, meaning they got your back, could you trust your woman? I need to know, Kevin. I need to know, D-Law. Could you trust your woman to go to a Chris Brown concert by herself? He say he agree with you. Could you trust her? And she say, why are you so insecure? You know I'm not gonna disrespect you. That's what she gonna say. How would you feel about that? Let us know. Now, I knew about this. I mean, yes, I know, man. Y'all got it. But yeah, that's what. See, you don't do no. See, I got to go to the restroom, and that'll be it. I'll be out the door on my way. That's why see. Let me tell you something. You don't let nobody get you stretched over a barrel. Don't get no credit card with nobody. Huh? Whether you're married to them or not, if you've done it already, that's cool, that's you. But you don't want nothing to have y'all tangled up. Now, I don't know if y'all know this here. I say this from time to time. My questions, why is going herself is a red flag anyway? Yeah, she want to go by herself. When let me tell you something. Okay, now y'all getting into some deeper stuff here. Her going to a concert by herself. I'm gonna tell you another thing. One of my brothers say, he got his own channel, one of my partners. He say her having somebody like Usher or Chris Brown on her timeline on social media, that should tell you something too. Now, what about girls' trip? How y'all feel about those girls' trips? We've already talked, for those just coming in the room, we've already talked about the subject. We just having general conversation now. Hold on, let me see. I did that credit card thing with someone. Never again. Because they can run the credit card up and you stuck with the bill. Your credit messed up. Where they do that. Now, where do they do that at? What are you asking about, Kevin? Let us know. Because you know their chat moving kind of fast. So because I don't know what is specific. You talking about something I said or something that somebody said something in the chat. Now, listen. The whole thing is this here. You got to protect yourself, but you got to be fair with others. So what you do is you got to have a program. You got to have rules already set up. Hey, this is a thing that has to be consequence. But you don't have to do it the first time. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say you got a car, I don't know if y'all let y'all lady friends. Look, let's see what we said. Going to see Chris Brown. Okay, where they do it? Okay, not a fan of girls trip. What about girls night out? Huh? What about, see, anytime a woman refers to herself as a girl, that should tell you something. A grown woman should not be referring to herself as a girl because that's showing that she plan to do immature acts. Huh? Girls act like girls. Grown women don't refer to themselves as girls. Let me know if y'all disagree. Now, going to see Chris Brown. I tried reuniting with my prom date. Bad career move. Laugh out loud. Now, what you think went wrong? You realized that she was a different woman, or y'all still had the same problems that y'all had before? What was the big issue? Let us know if you want to. Now he say preach, but let's see what he say. Kevin say preach, brother. Let me ask y'all this here. Do y'all want me to try to hook it up? Do y'all have StreamYard where I can try to hook y'all up where we can see each other and I can invite y'all up? I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. Let me know. Do y'all want to have it where we can talk to each other? Let me know. Oh Lord, boss bees. Let me tell you something. Have you ever met a woman that referred to themselves as a boss now listen to what I'm saying, that ever wanted to listen to a man or follow a man leadership? And people say, well, now we're supposed to equally lead. Here's the problem with that. The problem is this. If y'all both what you call a power couple, if something go bump in the night and there's something down there, a noise, and you on the second floor, is she gonna go down there and check and see what it is? Or you gonna say, baby, it's your turn now, and give her the bat to go see what's going on? Now she gonna expect you to go down there. Now, she was not the same person anymore. That's what, okay, your prom date. Now, let me ask you this here. Was she always like that? Possibly, but she just hadn't had a chance to go through it. Or she was more open about it. Let's see what he said. He said, nope. Now they talk about the sexy reds and the different people doing the degenerate behavior. Now, I'm gonna put it to you a different way. My brother said earlier. Now, what if you was going to a sexy red concert and you was doing a meet and greet with her, taking pictures, and you picked her all up? Do you think a woman would be okay with that? Because if you notice, the women kind of quiet on this situation. The boss ladies were broke, had bad credit. You crazy, D-Love. He said the boss ladies were broke. Now, have you ever had a woman ask you to pay for her student loans? Tell me that. Ladies, if it any ladies in the building, have you ever had a man ask you to pay for his child support? Tell us in the chat. If a woman you was in love with asked you to pay for her student loans, would you do it? I want to know. Let us know. I'm surprised because this thing was 15 slides. I mean, like 84 slides or so, and we got through real quick. No student loans, but damn near everything else. Now, here's the thing. You say they got you on everything else. Here's the thing now. If the student loans, if somebody wants you to pay their student loans, I know if somebody wants to pay student loans, you have to make your mind up. If you're going to do that, don't be mad when they leave you. I don't know if y'all how old y'all are, but if you remember that was a program, Eight is Enough, and he also played on that show Charles in Charge. He was the one with the blonde hair. He wasn't the lead one on that one. Well, he got money for being a child star, and his wife had a rare condition, and he spent all of his royalties to keep her from to get her health back. And as soon as he did that, she dumped him. Would you give somebody one of your lungs? Would you donate one of your lungs to a woman you dating? Let me see what he said. If she don't care about you touching another woman, she don't care about you. See, now that's real talk. If a woman, let me tell you something. If a woman, let's say a woman is talking about an open relationship, and she said, "I don't mind you take," or you catch her cheating, but then she offer you, well, you can go sleep with another woman. No. I'm not gonna be you. That ain't what our agreement was. I'm just gonna get rid of you, and I can deal with whoever I want to. Can you is it any time you can give a significant other a second chance for being unfaithful? I'm trying to get my student loans discharged now. Keep it if you hopefully you what do you call it? You're gonna get it once you get your 100%. But keep if you don't have it already, keep it from going into default. Student loans for a refurbishment. Okay. The Scott Baio, but not Scott Baio, the other guy. The guy he played on Eight is Enough also. The one that was his friend with Scott Baio and Charles in Charge. Now, would you let me tell you something. Let's say one thing I'm gonna tell y'all wouldn't be wise, because people want to do it, but I mean, whoever you're dating, if you're gonna have a car, let's say you let them use a car, you don't buy nobody no car, because especially with a woman, she don't want to maintain it, she don't want to put no oil in it, she don't want to repair, she wants you to pay for all that. So what she needs something in her name. When people start talking about, if you get it for me, put it in my name. Let's see. I can do it with SSDI too. Now, have any of you ever been targeted because of your veteran benefits or your Social Security? Have you ever had people inquire that you were dating about that? And would you put them on your benefits? Some people get the benefits and won't put them on there. Okay, he said, hell yeah, he do it. All right. Well, any final statements? Let us know. Hold on, y'all still talking? He said, hell no. He said, hell yeah, hell no. Now, what about long distance relationship? Why not go? Have y'all ever thought about getting a woman from the Philippines? Huh? Down here in Houston, man, I saw the craziest thing. This black dude, who's a preacher, he's the pastor of a Filipino church. I said, that's different. Have you ever thought about getting a mail order bride? Or going overseas? They call them the passport bros. Would you go overseas? And those of you that are married, if you ever if your wife ever passed or something, would you remarry again in this current dating environment? And if you did, would you date a woman your age or younger? Kevin say he would never remarry. Kevin, there's got to be another, if something happened to your wife, God forbid, there's got to be another good woman out there somewhere, huh? That's just like the one you with. Why wouldn't you redo it? You at a point in your life that you wouldn't take the risk? Or what you see in the landscape it's got you just where you just now, this ain't nothing. Why wouldn't you do it, Kevin? If you don't mind saying, what's the issue? You don't like the dating scene? You don't like the hookup culture? You don't like the social media issue of it? Why is dating the issue now? And what would you tell somebody about your benefits? Go, let me see what he said. I prefer a female service member now. Now, you know, that's interesting. I thought about that too. Now, why is that, D-Law? If I was to do it, it's because it'd be somebody in a similar situation. Just the same way, let me pull it up. D-Law said, I'd prefer a female service member now. Probably because she would be able to relate to you. Is that the reason why? Why would you pick a service member? Let us know in the chat. Now, me, myself, okay, that's everything I said, okay. If you still in here, well, my brother, I ain't seen him in a while. Bernie, John, if y'all still in here, let us know. Now, let's see what Kevin just said. I wouldn't, that would be the last thing I would think about at the time. So yeah. But if something happened, you know, it's going to be somebody at that funeral talking about they going to help you through the grieving process. Kevin, say, I'm going to be here for you if you need me. And they start cooking that good food, Kevin. You know, we ain't hoping for the best, of course, but life is life. But he said, nah. Look, I don't bring women in my house. I'm not saying I would never do it, but when women start getting comfortable, it becomes a problem. Now, let's see what D-Law said. Y'all crazy, man. D-Law said, you a fool. Let me tell you something, man. The woman come over talking about she want to wash some clothes. Next thing you know, she folding a few of her clothes and putting them in the drawer, hanging them up in the closet. She marking her territory. She letting the other women know what? That she was there. And you know one thing, y'all may not know about them little bands that they put on the back of their head. But hey, let me see what it say. Life ain't lifting. Okay. Well, we're going to get ready to close out, but I want to put up there again. Let me see. Don't forget, if y'all ever want to donate, that's the H-Town Vet. That's the North Side. And we want to call it a night. Y'all say y'all final goodbyes, and we want to thank you. Any final comments? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Because I really enjoyed y'all, and we're going to keep communicating and relating to each other. This is what we're going to do. Let's see what we got. Let's see what he's saying here. I met a woman at my uncle's funeral before, and I went to basic training. She was nice. You meet some good people. That's what you got to understand. You meet some good people out here. Now, let's see what Bernie's talking about. Okay, evening, Kevin, and thank you for your input. We thank you for everything. Let's see what Bernie said. I know some veterans who moved to the Philippines for women, came back to America, and living was so different. Yeah, living over there different, and then it's expensive to live in the developed areas like Manila and stuff. So a lot of them live out on the economy with these wives. And I'm good. Man, yeah. Kevin said, evening simplify, okay, brother. And then he said, thank you, H-Town Vet. John, you always touch my heart, man. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna continue to do this. My plan is to do this till the day I die. I'm gonna do everything I can to support each other, because this is not just about getting the information out. This is about us being here for each other, because what runs us crazy is the fact that we can't find people that we can relate to. See, these simple conversations that we having, it's hard to have these conversations with other people. So it's really important that we're able to have these conversations. Let's see what D-Law said. This was a good stream. I didn't know this would be considered a good stream. As y'all leave out, y'all go ahead. I'm going to be here. Y'all can say y'all last goodbyes, but I'm here, man. Whoever come in, I'm going to do it. You say your last goodbyes. This was a good stream. Because what we're going to do, we're going to talk about different aspects of being a veteran, some of our experiences, some of the things that we go through living in different areas. Should we tell a woman, if you meet a woman, should you tell her about your benefits? Should you give details? Should you not? How should you handle it if you're not working and she say, well, what you do for a living? What do you tell a woman or a man? Because that's my situation. They see I'm living in a house. So what do I say to them? When they say, well, you work, do I just tell them I'm retired? I'm retired military and leave it at that? How should I go with that? What's your opinion? What do you do if you still hear D-Law? What do y'all tell them? John, what do you say? Whoever's here. And we're gonna close it out. And I want to thank y'all. Final shout out. I'm gonna put something in put it in the chat too and say thank you. And thank you for the donation. That's W. I appreciate the info, H-Town Vet. Hold on, we got somebody here. We got somebody here. Who is this? A new person? WW. I appreciate that. We appreciate you. We glad that you're here. This means a lot. We ain't got before. Everybody keep coming in and coming out. Look, Bernie. He's telling you the truth. Listen what Bernie say. See, I'm gonna tell you. Look, Bernie say, never lead with your wallet. But guess what you're supposed to lead with, y'all? Your accomplishments. Don't lead with your wallet. Lead with your accomplishments. You understand? No, never lead with the wallet, because guess what? Big bank take little bank every day. So you lead with your wallet. That means she's more connected to your money than she is to you. And she's going to be happy with the money. There we go. A woman stopped talking to me after my deployment because I didn't have a job. I hear you. I've been there. I've been at the bus stop before. and a woman I like rolled by in a car with another dude. You know, hey, I know what you're saying. All right. I want to say thank you. For joining us. Thank you for joining us. Any last statements? Any last statements? Because we want to thank you. This has been a wonderful broadcast. We talked about the benefits for the state benefits for veterans and dependents in the state of Texas. And I just really want to thank y'all for joining us. And come back to our next live stream. I'm going to eventually start putting out more videos. But when I got up to about 40, we did, I say, well, and want to say this concludes our broadcast tonight. And I want y'all to have a wonderful night. And thank you for joining us.